The nearly 2 decades-old temporary protected status of nearly 200,000 individuals from El Salvador. The emergency program was instituted in 2001 after El Salvador suffered 2 devastating earthquakes. The United States at the time allowed displaced refugees to enter, live and work in the United States on a temporary basis until their home country was able to once again transition them back into their own society. Salvadorans are by far the largest group of immigrants benefiting from temporary protected status, which shielded them from deportation if they had arrived in the United States illegally. However, Homeland Security officials on Monday announced they were ending the humanitarian program. The decision to also end the program of another protected group currently in the United States, the 45,000 Haitians displaced in 2010 because of an earthquake that devastated their homeland. In the days leading up to the decision, the El Salvadoran government along with leading immigration advocates were leaning hard on the Trump administration to extend the program, citing conditions in El Salvador were still dreadful. "We had hoped that if we worked hard, paid our taxes and didn't get in trouble we would be allowed to stay," said Veronica Lagunas, 39, a Salvadoran who works overnight cleaning offices in Los Angeles, has 2 children born in the United States and owns a mobile home. However, the Trump administration has been extremely clear in its immigration policy, most notably forcing Congress to actually do their jobs by putting together meaningful legislation by the end of March or ending protection for 800,000 young undocumented immigrants, known as Dreamers. Within recent years the program had become a quasi-permanent benefit welfare program for hundreds of thousands of people, ignoring the original purpose intended as a temporary program with the understanding that displaced individuals would eventually go back to their homeland, once the crisis was over. The program provides temporary lawful status and work authorization to people already in the United States, whether they entered legally or not, from countries affected by armed conflict, natural disaster or other strife. President Bush signed the program into law in 1990. Once the protection status ends for Salvadorans, Haitians, and Nicaraguans, the program will have less than 100,000 individuals left. Do you agree we should always reach out during a crisis and provide shelter to those displaced refugees? However, once the crisis is over they must return back to their homeland?